This is your first time here, but I understand you watched this show for research.
That's right. Whenever I want to cast someone in a movie, I always kind of Google you and see how they do, because you always get everyone to let their hair down on the show. So I do.
And have you cast anyone from watching them on the show yet?
Oh, yes. Plenty of people. Because you can see things that you can't see sometimes when someone's acting.
That's true.
That's right.
Well, that's the whole difference about having someone on the show. When they have a script and they have a character, but then they're themselves, and some
different.
people aren't as, they're not as comfortable.
No, not at all.
So let's talk about, well, first of all, let's talk about your hair. So what's, you're doing, is this what you look like when you're not in character?
Yes, this is how I always wear my hair.
This is just your look?
No, it's for a movie that I've just finished shooting and directing. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the movie.
Yeah,
When is that coming out?
It'll be next year.
And what's the name?
It's called Going Places.
All right, I can't wait to see it. Okay, so Night Of.
Right.
This is such a great, I don't know how many people saw it, but it is...
Thank you.
It's such a great idea, it's such a great story, and James Gandolfini was supposed to do it, is that right?
He actually had done one day in the original pilot, and then, unfortunately, he passed away, and then they kind of shelved it for a while, and then they went back to rewriting the other episodes of it, and then they approached me, and James was a very good friend of mine, so at first I had a lot of trepidation about it, but then he's a wonderful actor, and he was a dear friend, and then I saw the pilot and saw that he hadn't really done that much, and I read all the scripts, and I really loved it.
So tell everyone what it's about. It's without giving too much away, but...
It's really about a young man who's accused of committing a murder, and about him entering the criminal justice system, and what happens to him, how he changes, how it affects his parents, how the prosecutors are affected, how his defense people are affected by it, and the cost of it. If you enter the system and you don't have money, you're really in trouble. And it really takes it apart, in minutiae. And I think that's kind of the brilliance of the piece.
Yeah. And you're so good. I mean, it's just like you are, I mean, everybody is great in it, but you are so good in it. And we see a lot of your feet because you have eczema, so there's a lot of your feet in it. And that must have taken a while to put that makeup on to make it look like that.
I would have to do...
Unless you have eczema, and I don't...
No, I don't have eczema. I don't have eczema. I actually have very smooth skin, so I would do a stretch out before all this Pilates before I would get in the chair. I'm not as flexible as the young girl who just came on.
So
I'd like to be able to paint my toenails that way. I'm recovering from that.
Yeah.
But yes, and then we'd be in the chair. Stephen Kelly was my makeup artist.
And how long did it take?
Well, he would do this whole kind of Lucian Freud with appliances and paint, sometimes 2 hours.
How is it to work in the freezing cold barefoot?
Well, they would make these little warmers for me. They were sort of like leopard warmers. And that helps. But I would only be able to do so many takes when I was outside.
Yeah.
But what was fascinating about it was, I was playing a guy who has all the potential to be a great lawyer, but doesn't have the stomach for it. And I think you see that in lots of walks of life, all these people who are really talented in different fields, and sometimes they just don't have the constitution to do that. And I thought that was something interesting that you don't usually get a chance to see.